name's Javier Prada. I am the audit manager at Schlenker and Cantwell. My area of expertise is audit. We do mostly not-for-profit work, some commercial work, reviews and comps as well, some other consulting. And decided on becoming a CPA mostly kind of starting out in accounting in school. And I got my CPA license because my wife and I decided that we were going to go in the Peace Corps, and I wanted to have a job when I got back. I'm involved in the community with several different organizations. The New Mexico Society of CPAs, I'm on the board there and on the finance committee. I'm the treasurer of Darlus. What got me started in community service was just kind of a feeling of wanting to give back. My wife and I left our high-paying jobs in Dallas, Texas, Big Four accounting firms, to go join the Peace Corps in Honduras, is where our site was. It's funny, you think you go to the Peace Corps thinking you're going to help so many people, and really the person that is the best off is usually the volunteer. The most rewarding part of community service is probably to me is just getting to work with the talented individuals that aren't accountants and CPAs, and it's kind of refreshing, just kind of getting different perspectives from them. Winning this award means a lot to me. It's something I didn't really expect, I wasn't really going after, but I have a feeling my boss was a big part of it, and I just really appreciate the time that my firm allows me to do other things and give back and not always do billable work that makes money for the firm.
I'm Deborah Corbin. I am an assistant professor of accounting at Eastern New Mexico University. At Eastern New Mexico, I teach primarily the upper level accounting classes. I teach government and not-for-profit accounting, international and advanced accounting concepts, auditing, and then I teach the master's level accounting classes. I didn't really decide to become a CPA, but sort of fell into it. I actually started doing accounting when I was very young in the family business. The most rewarding part of my job is to see students gain the knowledge, and actually when they graduate and they get their jobs and they're successful in working in the accounting field and come back and tell us about all of their successes. The best advice I would probably give my younger self is not to be so concerned with what other people think of me, and also to be secure in my own knowledge. A lot of times I didn't give myself enough credit for what I actually did know. The accounting faculty at Eastern New Mexico University work very well together, and we have adjusted the curriculum for the accounting program to ensure the greatest success for the students in taking the CPA exam. I am very honored to have been #1 nominated and then actually named for this award. It shows that I am making a difference and that my colleagues see that difference, and I just hope that I can live up to all the honor of receiving this award, and I appreciate it.
Okay, I'm Lacey McNally. I am a senior internal auditor at Presbyterian Healthcare. I am responsible for facilitating external audits that we have with EY, as well as internal audits that we have with our outsourced company, Deloitte. I decided to become a CPA because I love numbers, but it's more than just that. It's figuring out problems, finding solutions to those problems, and making things more innovative and efficient. The most rewarding part of my job, especially working at Presbyterian, is helping the member and doing everything I do for them. When I'm not working, you can find me changing diapers and feeding babies all day long. I can attribute my work ethic to my dad. Growing up, he had a small business that I helped him in every day. We would serve customers and we would work really hard day in and day out, and I think that's what's made me who I am today. When I deal with stress, I really like to talk to my husband or my friends after work and really get their perspective, and maybe it'll change my mind about something, and it just helps me relieve stress. The advice I would give my younger self would be to give myself grace, that not everything has to be perfect, and just to give it my all. Winning this award to me is so special because I am actually having to move to a different city, and to leave on this high note is awesome. I'm really appreciative of everyone who had voted for me, and I am so grateful for this honor.
My name is Bejarano. I'm the Vice President of Finance and Administration with Northern New Mexico College. At Northern, I'm responsible for the general accounting system, all financial information and reporting. I decided to become a CPA because it expanded my opportunities. It's given me a lot of flexibility. If I'm not happy with what I'm doing, there's always something else that I can do, and having that certification has been a great part of that. The biggest problems I've solved or had to be responsible for was first, when I became the state controller for New Mexico, we discovered after a couple of months that the statewide bank accounts hadn't been reconciled for approximately 6 years. That was a huge task. Interestingly, I got into government almost by accident. I was looking for a change. I sent in an application, and government being government, I wasn't called for about 8 months. And then they called me for an interview, and I accepted the interview, and I talked to a couple of people and decided, well, this is something I could do maybe for a year, 2 years. And it's just kind of gone from there. And once I became a CPA, I went primarily into administration, and that's when we made the move to Santa Fe. And it's been really rewarding, and I've enjoyed being in government. I've had several defining moments in my career, but the most major defining moment was actually getting fired from a position. I remember a friend of mine saying, "I'm really proud of you for, getting fired." And I said, "You are?" She said, "Yeah, I'm proud of you." She said, "Because most of us would have just stuck our head in the sand, and you actually kept going." Winning this award is really it gives me an incredible feeling. It feels like a real sense of accomplishment because it comes from my peers. It's, when people are looking from the outside looking in and don't really know what you do, and they might be impressed. But when your peers look and recognize the work that you've done, that makes it all the more meaningful. And so it will rank right up there, probably with, getting married. I've been with my husband now for 24 years, and that's probably the most incredible thing in my life, and we still actually like each other and love each other's company. And then we have our son, who is now 13, and he's the best thing that's ever happened in our lives. But this ranks right there with that.
My name is Michael A. Mimovich. I'm a CPA with Atkinson and Company. I play both sides of the fence. I work both in attestation work and in tax work for a variety of different clients, both individuals and corporates. I took an accounting class, really liked it, and went forward with it. The things that I enjoy the most are, one, the people that I work with, and the clients that we serve. The advice I would have given to myself when I was younger is I wish I would have had a little bit more time for doing things that I wish I could have done as a younger person. That is, being able to maybe travel more. The way I built my client relationships is basically through attention and having the desire to try and serve them in whatever capacity that they needed. I think there's various defining moments. One, getting hired with the firm that I'm with now and growing with the firm has been a continual defining moment. I'm very, very proud. Marrying my wife, winning this award means something that I never really expected. I'm really more of a behind-the-scenes type of person. I'm not into a lot of flamboyancy. I just like to do my job and follow and track the things that the firm needs, that my family needs.
My name is Roger Lilly. I'm a senior associate with CliftonLarsonAllen. My area of expertise is nonprofit. That's my specialty. I decided to become a CPA because when I was in school, I just really enjoyed the classes I was taking, and then to take that a step further, the involvement that I got with the professionals that were coming down to New Mexico State was really interesting to me, and that's why I decided to pursue it further. My involvement with the New Mexico State Society of CPAs started with Laura Beltran-Schmidt. She's a director at our firm. And she pushed me to get involved because she thought it would be good from a networking perspective. How I develop additional team members and client relationships goes back to a lot of what I learned in school. I was a tutor at New Mexico State, and so I've always had a passion for helping others, particularly with respect to accounting, and then taking that a step further when I got into the profession, just really working with the clients and seeing that I could add value to them. What drove me to want to get involved in the NMS CPA was the relationships I knew I was going to be able to develop. I would say the best advice someone has given me in this profession is to be adaptable. I think what really helps me deal with stress is the firm I've chosen to work for. I think when you look at the accounting profession in general, it comes with the long hours and everything like that, but I think coming to work with a team that I really enjoy working with is beneficial. Winning this award means a lot to me. I think it's some recognition from my peers, which I think feels good for all the hard work I feel that I've put in so far.
My name is Amy Cherne. I'm an audit partner with Carr, Riggs & Ingram here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm responsible for all non-governmental audit work, attestation work for a variety of industries. I'm also the co-leader of our construction niche for our practice unit. What led me to become a CPA, I was originally in biomedical research, so it was sort of a natural segue into accounting, because a lot of accounting is analytical thinking, critical thinking skills, and taking financial information and putting it into a financial statement. How I mentor and support women in the industry is mentoring and supporting the individuals that work for me, that work with me, and that I collaborate with. The most rewarding part of my job is working with people, my clients, my coworkers, my subordinates, other professionals in the industry. We work together a lot with bankers, bonding agents to support our commercial clients. And so I think that's the best part, all the different people that I get to meet and all the different people that I get to work with. My greatest accomplishment, I think, are my children. I have two wonderful children, and they are great, well-adjusted kids. My son is up at Colorado State pursuing a degree in engineering, and my daughter's a junior here at La Cueva. Winning this award really makes me feel accomplished. I was nominated for this award by a coworker. I didn't know she was doing it at the time, and so when I found out I won the award, and all the support that people and letters of support that they had written for me really made me feel proud of what I do and also very accomplished.
My name is Gwen Mansfield-Vogt. I'm a manager with CRI, Carr, Riggs & Ingram in the Albuquerque office. I am responsible for reviewing every single audit that goes out the door at CRI. I went back to school after having a child. I went in through an associate's degree in accounting. My mother was an office manager at a local CPA firm in Las Cruces. I think the most rewarding part of the job is when, after a particularly difficult assignment, whether it's here in Albuquerque, Louisiana, Florida, wherever, when we can get the product out the door on time and everybody is as happy as possible with the process. The advice I would give to my younger self is basically just be more self-confident. One of my greatest accomplishments so far is in last year in 2017, due to some scheduling gaffes, myself and another younger partner in the Albuquerque office traveled to Birmingham, Alabama to provide some single audit consulting training for CRI. We were currently RPC at that time. I was not aware until the day of the presentation that there would be over 300 people for an 8-hour session. Prior to this, I'd been comfortable with maybe 30 people at a time. So getting through that, getting rave reviews, and really now as time's progressed, seeing how that training has been adopted, that was amazing. Since joining CRI, I've been responsible for designing the single audit process and practice for the entire firm. Winning this award is just, it's amazing to me. I think that a lot of times, especially maybe as a female, you're kind of taught to not pump up yourself, pump up your own accomplishments, to stand up and say, hey, I'm awesome. I did this, I accomplished this, that was me. None of us can do what we do without support, encouragement, and sometimes blowing off steam with our team members. So I would just like to say thank you to everybody I've worked with over the years, and you all are awesome as well.
Hi, I'm Steve Keene. I'm the managing partner of the Albuquerque office at Moss Adams. So I've done a little bit of everything in my career, but for the most part, my area of expertise is state and local taxation, and so that's the area I work in most technically and most often. Well, becoming a CPA was an interesting question for me. That was something I did not set out to do. As I got into the end of my undergraduate, I realized that for the most part, who was hiring on campuses were public accounting firms. So I went back and got a master's degree in accounting, and that set my path. Well, this kind of goes back to the question about what do you enjoy most. It's really the people and the clients. We're so fortunate and I wake up every day and recognize that, to have the kind of people we get a chance to work with. I would have to say the greatest accomplishment is just a chance to work with great people and teams and have them be successful. Well, future leaders' advice for them is, and this is something that's just worked for me throughout my career, is leadership is not micromanaging. Leadership is allowing people to meet their own potential and identifying that and surrounding yourself with people who can achieve and excel in their own right. And so I think my best advice to future leaders is find other future leaders to be with you, to surround yourself with them and allow them to run and do what they do best. A defining moment, there have been so many. The reality is that every stage it's a journey, and every stage has new things it brings to you. Wow, winning this award is this recognition is just unbelievable to me. It's both exciting and humbling at the same time. And I realize that lastly, just having great people to work with and a great team is just phenomenal. So for me, just to find myself in this place is really it's exceptional. Yeah, one of the things that when I reflect back, I definitely want to acknowledge is the fact that I have a tremendous spouse who, for the last 38 years of marriage and 40 years of knowing, has been there to support me. And one thing she taught me early on was she's very altruistic. She's an educator, and early on taught me the importance of being involved in the community and participating at a level that's not just related to the business, but there's a lot more outside of business. The Albuquerque Community Foundation, it's a tremendous organization, and just to be the chairman of that board was really a tremendous opportunity for me and something that was very exciting. And so an organization I continue to support and will for many, many years to come. So I want to thank them and thank everybody, and really encourage everybody in the audience, as I know many of you do, to continue to work in the community and provide. That's one of the things our profession really allows us to do and encourages us to do, is to participate in that community in ways that bring additional advantages to not-for-profit organizations and others. So.